Hello everybody, today we are multiplying and dividing with scientific notation. So we have multiplication here. To multiply values in scientific notation, rearrange the multiplication problem and apply the laws of exponents. So if you need to review your laws of exponents, make sure you do that. Okay, so for example, we have 4.5 times 10 to the 5th multiplied by 2 times 10 to the third. So we're going to take the first term in each of the parentheses, the 4.5 and the 2, and multiply them together. Then we're going to separate that by taking our powers of 10 and putting them in the parentheses over here. So here we have 10 to the 5th times 10 to the third. And remember, if you don't remember your laws of your exponents, when you have multiplication here with exponents, you are adding these exponents together. So we have 4.5 times 2, and that's going to give us 9. Then when we're going to add these exponents, we're going to add 5 and 3, which is 8. Pretty simple, right? So for division, we're going to divide values in scientific notation, rearrange the division problem, and apply the laws of exponents. So for example, we have 8 times 10 to the 6th divided by 4 times 10 to the third. So again, we're going to group the first terms together, which in this case are the 8 and the 4, and we're going to be dividing 8 divided by 4. And we're going to group our powers of 10 over here, which is 10 to the 6th divided by 10 to the third. And remember from our laws of exponents that when we are using division, we are going to be subtracting the exponents. So we have 4 divided by 2, which is 2. And when I rewrite my power of 10, I have 6 take away 3, which is 3. So we have our new scientific form, 2 times 10 to the third. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to practice multiplying and dividing with scientific notation and write our solutions in both scientific and standard form. So I went ahead and did the first one for you. And what I'm doing here is I'm grouping the first parentheses in green, and I'm grouping the second parentheses in purple. So we have 3 times 7.2 right here. And then I'm going to group my powers of 10. We have 10 to the fourth times 10 to the second. And remember, when it looks like this, according to the laws of exponents, we're going to be adding those exponents together. So we have 3 times 7.2 gives me 21.6. And then 4 plus 2 gives me 6. So I have 10 to the sixth. Now, for scientific notation, I'm going to point this out right now, that we aren't going to write, that we're not going to write 21.6 because our decimal needs to go between the first and second numbers right there. So even though I have 6 as my exponent, because I moved my decimal place one spot to the left, I needed an extra exponent, so I have 10 to the 7th. So this one's a little unique, so that's why I did this one for you. And then, of course, when I write that in standard form, it's 21,600,000. So now that I've done that one for you, all you're going to do is number 2 on this page. For number 3, we have 9 times 10 to the 9th divided by 3 times 10 to the 7th. Again, we're going to group our first terms right here in green, multiply them by our powers of 10, which are grouped over here. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 9 take away 7 is 2. So my scientific notation is now 3 times 10 to the second because I've subtracted the exponents here because I'm using division. And in standard form, we have 300. So here in number 4, you're going to do the same thing as number 3. So for the rest of your worksheet, your job is going to be to complete 5, 6, 7, and 8. For 7 and 8, just try to remember, or for all these, you should remember your integer rules for addition and subtraction, since you're going to be adding exponents and subtracting exponents. And then I've crossed out 9 and 10 to help you out, not as much work. And to summarize today's lesson, take any information from the top, and you can rewrite it down there under summary of today's lesson. That is it for today. Everybody have a great day and stay safe.